Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today by supporting the Going In Raw Patreon. You can enjoy access to the live taping of the show, exclusive merchandise, and patron-only episodes, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only wrestling podcast you need to be listening to, currently available right here on YouTube, on the iTunes, on Stitcher Radio. Be sure to hit that subscribe, download button. That helps us out a great deal. Be sure to write reviews, rate us.
Subscribe.
So I already said that.
Wasn't paying attention.
I already did that.
This is the part of the show where I don't listen. I just wait till you pause, and then it's like, oh, I have to talk now.
Yeah.
So just...
We're going to talk about our patrons. We picked up 2 new supporters yesterday.
Thank you.
I'm going to read their names real quick. Let's see here. Looks like early in the morning we got Kasim Golzar pledged $10. Thank you very much. Yesterday I know we got, hold on a second. I knew this. Joe Moreno, $50.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And then I think there was somebody just with Zachary Ward pledged $10. So thank you very much to everybody. You guys can go to patreon.com/Stephen Larson to support Going In Raw and to help us build up the Going In Raw channel. At a certain milestone that we reach, we'll get that Going In Raw channel up and running with more content. Be kind of weird if we just did it right now.
Well, there's one video we can put up right now.
There's one. Wait, what?
There's a video we can put up right now.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to do that because it doesn't make any sense.
It'd just be one video.
It'd just be one video. Well, nobody wants to be that guy. Right?
Yeah, I guess
so. So for right now, it just lives at the youtube.com/Stephen Larson. But yeah, like it's the patrons, they get to enjoy a lot of things. They get the bonus episode. What are we going to talk about today in the bonus episode, Larson?
We're going to talk about Ryback and his blog post.
His Shakespearean-esque blog post. It was great. Titled appropriately,
Feed Me More.
That's right. So that should be a lot of fun. I like the bonus episodes because we're kind of loopy by that
Yeah,
point.
it gets a little goofy.
Exactly.
We're going to play some Uno today.
We're going to play some Uno today in the bonus episode as well.
I brought a deck of Uno cards.
Who will get dealt the dreaded draw 4
No, if you
card?
get dealt the draw 4, that's good because
Well, I
you
mean,
get to
if
play
you
it.
get dealt on you, like,
are we going to change the rules?
you get hit with the draw 4 card.
Are we going to change the rules so that means automatic victory?
I mean, I think it's just look, if somebody can kick out of a draw 4,
That's a good point.
then there's a new term, kick out of a draw 4.
So it's like infinite finishers.
It really
But
is.
I guess there's 4 or 6 in the deck.
Exactly. So we're gonna have the bonus episode. I'm hard at work. I'm like nearing the corner on the Stephen Larson comic book, which will have a Going In Raw variant theme cover rather. For those patrons who are doling out $50 and more, you guys get a copy of that along with our Going In Raw specific care package.
Yeah, that's at the $20 level.
Yeah, exactly. So that should be a lot of fun. The $50 also gets that exclusive T-shirt that I'm like debating over a couple different designs right now, and I'm not sure which direction I'm going to head, but I'm going to lock that down really soon. So you guys can all enjoy that. We got these Going In Raw postcards for $10 and up. You guys signed by us. You get one of these sent out to your address, and you get to get the weekly bonus episodes.
And you get a vote on the weekly Kayfabe Corner thing.
That's right. You get to watch this live stream right now. We're joined by 21 other people watching us live, interacting with us between our camera breaks, before the episode, after the episode. You guys get to see what kind of clusterfuck it is. It's a lot of fun. So, you're really buying into a community when you buy into the Going In Raw Patreon. That's how we like to think about it. So let's get on with the show.
Okay, yeah.
Larson, I believe there was a Raw last night. So
yeah.
If you don't mind, let's draw 4, rocket. You do it.
Excuse me?
You say it.
Raw cap.
There you go. Anyways, I was actually really entertained by Raw this week.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
I'll be completely honest with you. How did the show open? How did it start?
Stephanie came out.
That's right, Stephanie comes out. We're in a new era here where it's coexistence collaboration between Stephanie and Shane.
Correct. We didn't mention that Shane came out as well. She was talking, and his music hit.
Right as she was about to talk.
And then he came out with a new pair of Jordans like he does every
time
he
comes
every
out.
appearance, new Jordans.
Yeah, new Jordans.
And so they had, I guess what you can call kind of a reconciliation. Mm-hmm. She offered him a gift as token of good faith.
Yeah.
Which was a picture that Vince smashed.
Yes.
Of Shane and Vince.
Yes.
And Shane seemed touched.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then so they were like, okay, what's your ideas for Raw? No, what's your ideas for Raw? They're going back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
And then who would appear?
Before it got too tedious, Mr. Kevin Owens came down the ramp.
Yeah.
And we were both very pleased with that because we're both big Kevin Owens marks.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. So he comes down. He says, I want a shot at my Intercontinental Championship, and I want it right now. I want it tonight on Raw.
Yeah, and then Cesaro came out and said, whoa.
Hold up there. Back up.
Mr. Owens, this is me talking as Cesaro.
Yeah.
You screwed me out of the Intercontinental title last night at Payback.
Right.
And then what does Shane say?
He said, fight Owens, fight
Cesaro. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they had a really, really great... I love when Raw kicks off with a really good match. And if you get Cesaro in a match or Kevin Owens in a match, you know you're in for a good one. Put them both in there, and you got like a pay-per-view level quality match.
Pretty much.
Right. Miz and Maurice come down to do commentary. And, of course, that sort of foreshadowed the fact that we were looking at a to finish. They said, listen, I got an idea for you guys. You guys are going to do a match. Mr. Cesaro and Kevin Steen, you're going to do a match. Nobody wins. Miz come in, interrupted. What are you looking at?
Keep waiting for this to fall over.
Power slam.
Okay.
Anyways. So, yeah, it was a scrum finish. It was Miz comes in, and then Sami Zayn comes down because Owens and
the Miz were teaming up on Cesaro, so Sami Zayn comes down. All four of them go at it. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty obvious that we're going to get a fatal four-way match for the IC belt, Extreme Rules. And at the end of that segment, Zayn lifts up the IC belt to a huge pop.
Zayn is insanely over. He is super
him.
over. People love him. He is, I mentioned this on our Machinima recap show, which, by the way, we do every Tuesday and Friday. You can check out truncated versions of our full Raw cap here. You can check those out on Machinima. Please go check those out. I mentioned on that show that I feel like he is sort of the spiritual successor to Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the superficiality of people doing this whenever he does something cool.
Well, they're both underdogs.
Yeah, exactly. They both have the same kind of thing going for them. So yeah, that was I thought was a really good way to kick off Raw. It was very entertaining.
I like lately they open Raw with the short little thing in ring with people talking, usually like 5 to 8 minutes, and then it goes directly into a match.
Exactly.
Which
I love
they usually give a good 15-20 minutes.
Right.
It's a good way to start the show.
So if they keep that kind of pace going, we'll be kind of happy. And lately, like the opening matches have been like they'll put some good talent in there. It's usually like that upper mid card, which is chock full of talent. Anyways, Ambrose, whoever.
Well, lately, the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's been Owens.
Right, exactly. I mean, it has been. He keeps on talking about this on Twitter. The Kevin Owens show. It has been. WWE has been heavy on Kevin Owens lately, and we're very happy about that.
Yes.
Let's see here. After that, we got to see Stephen Ambrose backstage.
Yeah.
He says, not quite believing this whole buddy system you got with Shane.
Yeah.
I don't think you're a nice person.
Yeah.
She says, well, I'll come on your Ambrose show, and it'll be an Ambrose me anything.
See, I was going to say, ask me Ambrose.
Because she said, you can ask me any question you want.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we had that to look forward to. After that, we had this whole R-Truth. This is the what I call the Hulu segment because it's not going to be on the Hulu broadcast. I also call it the Weed Show Ulysses segment because he hates all these people.
I don't know why. I'm vastly entertained.
Yeah,
this is hugely entertaining.
R-Truth and Goldust currently have this sort of storyline going where they're acting like bitter exes, even though they were never actually a tag team. It started off with Goldust trying to court R-Truth, and then it flipped on its side. R-Truth trying to court Goldust, and now they're using other wrestlers to make themselves jealous.
Yeah.
To make each other jealous, rather.
It's all very funny.
It is. I think it's hilarious. And it ended up with a match. R-Truth with his selfie stick, which was literally a stick with like leaves coming off it, and his phone attached to it, duct tape to it. And Tyler Breeze.
The match was Tyler Breeze against Goldust.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But they came down with their respective.
Goldust came down with Fandango.
Fandango, yeah. And so I don't know. It was it was a swift, brief match.
Yeah, but funny.
But funny, exactly. Anything Goldust does is funny to me.
Yeah,
like all of his little vocal mannerisms and his weird, awkward, stiff dance. Like whenever he thrusts his pellet, it's so weird. He does that shit.
His facial expressions now are great.
They're hilarious, and the fact that he can translate that through his makeup,
I know,
it's absolutely hilarious. So that was a lot of fun. Who went over in that match?
I think.
Goldust won, didn't he? Or
Tyler Breeze won.
Tyler Breeze won? Okay.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze won.
Well, good for him. He picked up a victory on Raw.
He has more wins on Raw lately than Baron Corbin does.
Or did Apollo Crews have a match? Oh, he was in the Battle Royal.
He was in the Battle Royal, but
Okay.
last week he beat Stardust.
Stardust, not really. Anyways, let's see here. Then we had a backstage segment with the Bullet Club hanging out with AJ Styles, and he was saying, this is about what was that whole? What was the point of that again? Oh, that's when Roman came in.
Yeah,
they were just talking about like general goings on. He was like, "Hey, are you Team Cap or Team Iron Man? I'm gonna get my world title back."
well, you never had it, AJ.
And then he turns his hat around.
Then Roman comes in.
Yeah, it gets all in their business. It's like they're sitting there, they're the club. They're having fun together.
Yeah.
And JBL kept on pushing the fact that he's calling them the club.
Yep.
It's like, didn't the WWE learn anything from back when WCW introduced the Outsiders? And it was like
inferring they were from WWE.
Exactly.
And there was a lawsuit over it.
There's a huge lawsuit that took years to settle over it. And now they're like, oh, the club. The club.
Yeah.
That would actually be kind of funny.
I wonder if each week they're going to, this week is just the club, and next week is
the B Club.
The B Club. The week after that, the BU Club.
Yeah.
The week after that, the BUL Club.
Yeah, the Boo Club, the Bull Club.
So eventually they say the...
You know what they're going to do? They're going to call it the Bull at Club. Bull at sign club. Anyways.
But anyways, Roman comes in and says, hey... We challenge you guys to a
Bull
match.
at club.
Do you want to? The three of you want to wrestle the Guy?
Yeah.
And the Usos.
Yeah, Guy plus Usos in a 6-man match for the main event. I'm never a big fan. 6-man matches belong squarely in the middle of the show, so I can go walk my dog or go get groceries or go put my meatloaf in the oven.
Yeah, like 15 minutes into hour 3. That's usually where they are.
That's where it should be. But this is the main event. So, anyways, that was set up. Then we had the actual Goldust versus Tyler Breeze match. Then the New Day came out. Super over right now. They are so fucking over. It's fantastic.
It is great.
They cut a great promo. They gave an update on Enzo Amore, who of course suffered a nasty concussion at Payback. And they tossed that picture of him from Twitter where he's giving the thumbs up. In his hospital scrub, or in the gown rather, out in the middle of the street in front of the hospital. I was hoping for a second before I remembered that picture. I was hoping they were going to be the Kevin Owen one.
That was so good.
That'd be great. So anyways, they gave that update. The Vaudevillains come down. I was on record as not liking the Vaudevillains ever since they put them on the mic more. I'm a big fan. I still wish that just for the sake of bringing the drama to their entrance, I still want them to put a twist on that old-timey music to make it more impactful at the beginning.
Yeah.
I really like the Vaudevillains. And the thing is, when I first saw them, I was like, okay, wait, what is their shtick? Are they saying they're immortal and they just haven't changed with the times and they've literally have been around since like the 1910s, 1920s? Is that what they're saying?
No,
are they saying they're time travelers from that time?
They're saying they embody the ideals of that time.
Exactly, and I like that they specify that for people like me who don't quite get, is this a sci-fi time travel gimmick?
Or are they vampires?
Are they vampires? Are they cosplaying? I mean, I know most wrestlers are cosplaying anyways as their own characters.
Yeah.
But what is their deal? And they're just saying, no, this is how we want things to be. This is when men were men. And I like that.
They've really taken advantage of their opportunity and really run with it.
They really have. They absolutely have. So they come down. They run down Enzo a little bit.
And Aiden has a lovely singing voice.
He's got an amazing singing. And I love the interaction with the New Day because the New Day all admitted to being impressed because, the New Day comes out and they do the WWE World, and Aiden English did his version of that.
Yeah.
I really hope they give the guys... This is the thing about those belts. They look like they're products from the 1920s.
They do.
They look like they should be on the Vaudevillains. They would look amazing in those belts.
Yeah.
The New Day, I love them in the belts, but it always throws me off because I'm always wondering who's going to wear the belts.
Yeah.
It always kind of throws me
Well,
off a
it's
little
the
bit.
Freebird thing.
It's the Freebird thing, but there's 2 belts, 3 people. It kind of throws me off a little bit. Anyways, I would love to see the belts on the Vaudevillains. In my eyes, they deserve it now.
Okay.
For nothing else, for clarifying their gimmick.
Well, they've been doing that the whole time since they showed up on Maine.
Haven't really been paying attention though.
Obviously.
So then the Dudleys come out and they start giving shit to the Vaudevillains.
So which made me think, is this a face turn for the Dudleys now?
Face turn? What's going on? But then Cass comes out, and I was really, really excited about this. I was very happy. Sometimes when a partner is missing in action, if he's injured or whatever, the other guy in that team will have to take some time off with him.
The Usos, for example.
Exactly. In this case, and I don't know how it's going to be going forward, but they put Cass out there. He did a killer job on his promo. I loved it. And he was super. When that music hit, there was a part of me that was like, is Enzo cleared to talk?
Yeah.
Like, is he cleared to get out there? But then it was just Cass, and he got on the mic, and I was like, all right, let's hit it out of the park. And I think he did.
Yep.
I totally think he
Absolutely.
did. Anyways, come back from commercial. We've got 8-man.
So,
4 and 4. Yeah, 4 and 4.
Oh, yeah.
8-man tag. The Dudleys and the Vaudevillains, even though the Dudleys were kind of at odds with the Vaudevillains, whatever, they're both heels. And you had
the New
Cass
Day
and the New Day.
Cass, yeah.
And Cass was over huge.
Yes.
It was a fun match. He got the hot tag at the end.
Yeah.
Destroyed everybody.
And there was a fun dynamic between the Dudleys and the Vaudevillains where Bubba Ray particularly was trying to give him pointers on how to be apparently better wrestlers.
Yeah.
Or better heel wrestlers.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah. Because they're supposed to be gentlemanly.
Yeah.
So
I think Bubba was teaching them to be a little rougher.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a lot of fun. So, Cass got the win. He was hugely over. Crowd went big. It was a really, really good crowd last night.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Then we had, oh God, Larson. Best
segment of the whole show.
Probably best segment.
Of the year.
I'd say.
If not the decade.
Because any segment where Ric Flair, where they bring back the duo of Ric Flair and Lil Nate. We weren't sure if they were going to reference this at all.
Well, some people were telling us on both Twitter and our comments for the last video, our payback results, that Michael Cole did refer to him.
Oh, he did? Okay.
As Lil Nate.
Oh, all right.
So I'm happy, though, that they at least showed part of the full backstory.
Yeah.
Where Charles Robinson used to dress, he cosplayed as Ric Flair.
Yeah.
His robe said Lil Nate on back.
Yep.
It was great.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I love that Ric Flair got to be in there and said, Lil Nate! Like, he said it. He said it. And it made me pose the question to you on the Machinima show. I wonder, because let's see, that was like 99.
Yeah.
What was it, like 17 years ago? Charlotte would have been 10, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that. I think she's like 29.
Yeah.
So it's about 12 years old. Do you think she ever called him Uncle Lil Nate? I'd love to think in my head, maybe I'll write some fanfic on this. The answer is yes.
Okay.
Anyways. So they shook his hand. He was like, yeah, I was complicit. Natalya hits the ring. We get a scrum. Bottom line is Stephanie declared Extreme Rules. Natalya versus Charlotte. Submission match. No Ric Flair, allowed at ringside.
Yeah.
So that should be really cool. For a second there, when she said Extreme Rules I was so hoping she was going to say steel cage.
Yeah.
But she said submission match. That makes more sense because of the figure 4 version.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I love that this angle has gone into Flair's versus Hart's territory. I love that because whenever they refer to, and I know they, obviously they bring this up big with Charlotte because of Flair, and Talia plays up the Hart thing a lot. But usually when it's a third generation superstar, usually that's a men's sort of territory. And I like that this is a territory that really hasn't been explored, a feud situation that hasn't really been explored, I think, with the women's division.
I mean, they had a whole faction called Legacy.
Right.
Second and third generation stars with Orton and DiBiase.
Right, exactly. And Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
But I love that this is the kind of feud. It's not like, we used to be friends and you backstabbers, shit like that, or over a guy or some crap like that.
Yeah.
This is legacy. This is important. This is history. I love that. Keep this feud going. I love every second of it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Let's see here. What else
Then there
we
was
have?
Becky versus Emma.
I was so happy to see Emma once again on Raw. Dominant.
She was happy to be on Raw too because she smiled a lot.
Well, yeah, that's she can't help herself.
She's the happy heel.
She's the happy heel. She picked up a big win against Becky Lynch on Raw.
That was a surprising outcome.
And not only did she pick up a win, she was fairly dominant throughout the match. So I really like that. She was
smiling so much.
It could be. They told her backstage, "Hey, you're going to pick up 80% of the offense in this match
and the win."
And she's like, "Oh."
And at the end of the match, after the victory, she was all smiles.
And then she got to go backstage and snuggle up with Zack Ryder. They're a cute couple. I like them. I wish them success in the future.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. After that, we had the Ambrose Asylum. Unfortunately, Larson, This was the final episode of the Ambrose Asylum. Stephanie said, no more of this.
Said you're canceled.
I'm bringing back the highlight reel with Chris Jericho, who we all thought was gone.
Apparently, he was just tricking us.
He was either tricking us or last night was like his send-off. I don't know. We're going to find out either on SmackDown or Raw if he's gone or not, or if this feud is going to proceed, or if that was just his way of evening the score and then he's going to ride off into the sunset. He ended up, him and Ambrose got into a scrum, and
Mitch, the potted plant,
ended up in pieces over Ambrose's head. Let me ask you something. Do you think I've never been hit in the head with a pot.
Yeah.
Pots seem heavy. Often.
Oh, that was a gimmick pot.
Had to have been a gimmick pot, right?
Yeah. I'm sure it was broke.
He blasted it.
I'm sure they broke it and then just glued it back together.
Blasted him with that thing. So I wonder if it was like a different type of material. I don't know. After that, we had the U.S. title #1 contender battle royal. Featuring Titus O'Neil in his big return.
Yeah, you got that partially right, because you said a couple weeks ago that you wouldn't be surprised if he returned in some sort of large battle royal type thing, but just got introduced with all the other wrestlers.
I think my bigger point to that was he would be introduced with the. I think that was sort of my bigger point.
Yeah, that he'd be introduced with the wrestlers.
Yeah,
not have a separate
his
own introduction.
He had his own introduction, so I like that because I was fearful that they were going to, not give him the opportunity to have the people welcome him back in a real fashion on his own, and they did that, and I'm happy about that. He did his time. He's a company guy. Like all the crap he does for charity, all this I joke about it left and right, but the finisher stuff with. I wanted to say Brazzers just now, but with the anti-smoking campaign, I think it's fantastic. He made a really. Like I hesitate even to call it a stupid mistake because he was just trying to have a little bit of fun with the boss.
Yeah.
And that's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
But he's back from his 60-day suspension. And I honestly did think that he had a chance to win this thing.
Yeah, me too.
A big chance to win this thing. Because number one, I think he out of everybody in terms of like where he's at on the card, where he should be at on the card, Titus would make a killer U.S. champion. I really do. Like, I don't necessarily see him legitimately holding ground, like, on the mic, just in the program, the gravitas of the Intercontinental title chase with Owens there and Cesaro, all those guys that are just, A-plus players. But Titus is one of those guys, he's a really good company guy, and I think he'd be great for the U.S. title. I really do. But, I was hoping Baron Corbin would win. There's a part of me that was actually happy Baron Corbin didn't win because I was like, he's above this. He should be up there in the, like...
Well, he's not above it.
He's knocking at the Intercontinental door.
No, he's not.
He's one of those guys that definitely
he needs to get past Dolph before he's knocking on the door of any title.
I agree with that. Dolph kicked him out.
I know.
Dolph eliminated him. So
Who
that's
eliminated Apollo Crews? Was it Sheamus?
I want to say it was Sheamus. But I don't know.
But Rusev won.
Rusev ended up winning. I was very happy with that.
Yeah.
Like, if it was anybody else, I'm fine with Rusev. Rusev's peak was when he was U.S. champion.
Yes.
With Lana. People were over huge for Lana at the time. Now they've cooled off on
That's
her
when he
quite
came
a
out
bit.
with the tank at WrestleMania.
He came out with the tank at WrestleMania. That was like his arguably
He had a
his
really
biggest
nice
moment.
jacket at WrestleMania too.
He like beat Cena once or twice, didn't he?
Yeah.
Once
Not at
at
WrestleMania,
least.
but the pay-per-view after, I think.
Right.
He beat him.
So that was really cool. So where do you see this Rusev-Kalisto feud going? Are they going to feed... Rusev seems to me, unlike Ryback, we'll talk about in the
bonus episode.
Episode. Rusev seems like a company guy. He seems, number one, that he's happy to be there.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, and also he's making something of his opportunities. I mean, Ryback, when he first came out and was squashing no-name jobbers or local indie talent,
right,
and kind of got a following that way when he had his match for the title against Punk and stuff, it just kind of seemed like Cena was hurt, so they just needed.
That was exactly why he got.
Yeah. They just need some imposing guy for Punk to face.
Yeah,
and that was it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is like definitely sort of diametrically opposed things going on because Rusev, like even when he's relegated to a bit role in the League of Nations, You can always tell he always gets his little bit in. He always gets in his little thing, and it's always the funniest thing. It's always the little sleeper. It's like the Steve Carell in Anchorman. Remember, he was like nobody.
Yeah.
And then he stole everything he was in. And that's Rusev. He steals every scene he's in.
I mean, he even as awful as the Lana Dolph Rusev thing was, Rusev was the lone thing that made it in any way entertaining.
Absolutely, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He totally was. The dead fish. He called it. Didn't he? He called fuck.
There was Dog Ziggler.
Dog Ziggler, that's what I'm thinking of. And then he had a cold fish. It's called Lana because she's a cold fish. That was fucking great. So hopefully we'll see a return to form. Do you see them putting the belt back on Rusev?
I don't know. I mean, if they're gonna keep pairing up Kalisto with these larger wrestlers,
right?
And they really got to make a story out of it because they're really not. You know, at least not effectively. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Honestly. I'd like to see either take advantage of the potential that Kalisto has as the U.S. champion. At least we know with Rusev, even if you give him mediocre booking, he'll do something with it. You know?
Yeah.
So.
You know who's not getting that title anytime soon?
Baron Corbin.
Ryback.
Yes.
Corbin's up here.
No.
Ryback's at home. So anyways, after that we had...
well, then it was the actual Charlotte Flair...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was their actual
thing
segment,
in the ring. Yeah.
But then we had the main event.
Yeah.
The Bull at Club.
Yeah.
Versus the Usos
and
Reigns.
Who they seem like they're calling the family.
I hope that was just JBL going off script because he's thoroughly uncreative. It's the club. That's what he says, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look, they're back together. It's the club. Sometimes I surprise myself with how well I can do people just like that. Anyways, this was another entertaining match between all these people. It really was. I enjoyed the hell of it. Number one, I loved they had the Bullet Club come down together. They're all matching gear. AJ had his. I really wish they'd get those old, like he used to wear the little bandana face mask. Yeah. They look like $1 million. Usos and Reigns come out. And, you know, I'm entertained right now. The Usos come out, and I'm not like, you know. Yeah. They're in there mixing it up.
They're getting some positive rub from Reigns.
They're getting... Isn't that weird?
Who'd ever
That's weird. It's so weird. So anyways, it was a really fun matchup. It ended up with AJ getting the pin over one of the Usos. And then the Bullet Club...
Well, I think before we get to the end, let's talk about how they've been booking Reigns the last 2 days.
Okay, yeah. Which has been kind of what
Pretty spot on. He's been aggressive. He's had this attitude. During the backstage thing, he talked out of necessity. Yeah, but he didn't come out to the ring and drop a promo.
Exactly, and that's to stay away from that.
Less talking and more ass kicking, the better.
Exactly.
And that's what they've been doing. And he's more entertaining. And him and AJ have great chemistry in the ring.
Yes.
I mean, AJ's probably a guy like Cesaro or Kevin Owens who can pull a good match out of anybody. But AJ's been doing a really good job during all their matches, really selling Reigns' power, which is, you know, for the guy that's supposed to be the strongman. I think I mentioned this yesterday on the Payback results. For the guy that's supposed to be the powerhouse of any particular group or even an organization, you know, he needs to do power moves and they need to be sold effectively. And like Triple H didn't fucking do that.
Nope, he did not.
And I can't think of the last guy that Reigns faced that really sold his power effectively.
It's funny you say that because if you look at the WrestleMania match, it was as if Triple H, and it really felt this way. It felt like Triple H was schoolboying Roman Reigns. You know, it's like he was schooling him a little bit. He would like slap him on the head and this, and then it's like I understand. You made this point before too. It's like I understand Triple H is a bigger dude than AJ Styles. But I don't care about that. Like, I want Roman Reigns to look strong because he's holding the freaking belt. You know, when Brock Lesnar had the belt, it was like you look at him and you're like, nobody's taking the belt off that guy. You know, based on not only the way he looks because he looks like a freaking bear, but based on how he was booked in matches. He was booked as a crazy monster who would suplex the crap out of everything. Yeah. Roman Reigns needs to be booked in the same manner. Yes. He needs to be that strong guy whose Superman punch will put you out for a couple minutes. Yeah. And that's what AJ Styles does. Yes. So it's been really beneficial. I mean, I think we were both very up on the idea of Styles working with Reigns. And people complain, oh, they're just going to bury Styles. And that's not what they're doing at all.
No, everybody in this whole feud has looked great.
They've looked great, but also AJ and Roman have been given a lot to work with to let their characters go in different directions.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to the end of the after the match, where there is the scrum, and the Bullet Club hands AJ the chair, and they grab Roman, and they say hit him.
Yeah.
And AJ does the whole.
Yeah.
And then says, no, I'm not going to hit him with the chair.
AJ's been given so many opportunities to act, and he's been killing it every single time, because it's not so black and white, so to speak. And I don't know. I think it's the same with Roman. Like when Roman saw what AJ was doing, killing the Usos with a chair, his face showed a range of emotions.
Yeah.
He did that well.
Yeah.
And he showed his aggression, and even on WWE.com, it said a more extreme side of Roman. Granted, they're referencing Extreme Rules, but I really like this. And if they keep on booking Roman this way, I think it's going to succeed. I think it's going to go over. Like I think the crowd was very happy with that outcome. He tossed AJ through a table at the end, and
see, I don't know if Reigns will come out of this feud with the belt and looking better.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. There's a certain portion of the audience that I just think, unless they go full heel with Reigns, they will never get behind him. They just won't. Just because they still feel like he's getting forced down their throat.
Well, it's an interesting juxtaposition between him and Cena, because you're right. Like Cena, by the end of any given episode of Raw or any given pay-per-view, the crowd will be fully behind what's happening, and Cena's a huge part of that, and Cena's actions,
Yeah.
But then the next time he comes out, he has to not prove himself, but he gets booed all over again.
Well, we said before that the booing of Cena is just part of the entertainment of the show. You go there to boo him because it's fun.
But do you think that because of what you're saying, there's a portion of the audience who's not going to get behind him? I think that might be kind of the same. He's just been an accelerated version of Cena with that aspect.
No, but I don't think people go to shows necessarily to boo Reigns because it's fun. I think they go to boo him because they don't like him, or more probably to the point, like what he kind of represents.
Well, okay, here, let me pose a hypothetical book for you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's say at Extreme Rules, and I know this isn't going to happen, but let's say AJ goes full heel. They take the belt off Roman. The next night on Raw, Roman does what we want him to do, and that's be quiet, and he comes out, he interrupts every match, and he spears the hell out of everybody he sees. And he picks up a mic, he says, I'm not leaving. I'm going to keep destroying Raw until I get my rematch tonight.
Yeah.
You don't think that certain subset of people you're talking about wouldn't be behind him at that point? Because that's what we want him to be.
No, I know. Well, that's what we want him to be, but I just think there's a certain portion of people that feel like he hasn't earned his spot at the top. And regardless of what he does, I'm not saying it's a large portion. It could be a quarter of the audience.
Yeah, I think if you book him that way, if you continue to book him this way, I think I agree with you. I think there's that portion of the audience who's always going to be stubborn, but I think they'll be mitigated. I think it'd be a lot less than 1/4 even of the crowd. I think people will start to cheer him if he starts to take on that sort of Stone Cold shit where he's not, when he's not doing that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm sort of coming around to him if they keep booking him this way, but I'm never really optimistic when it comes to, because they've dropped the ball with him so many times.
Yes.
So yeah. So anyways, that's how we ended Raw, with AJ through the table. You had your top babyface being thrown through a table by a world heavyweight champion who evidently the writers really want to be the top babyface.
Yeah.
That's an interesting dynamic.
But also you have the guy who is your top babyface, Styles, who just laid out 2 other baby faces with a chair.
Well, the Usos.
Well, they're.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
They're not a heel tag team.
I know.
So there's a lot of complexity going on.
There's a lot to play with, especially with Balor coming up, maybe with how the Bullet Club's going to resolve itself with AJ.
Yeah.
This has the potential to be a lot of fun, and I think without the pressure of something having to happen that they want to have happen now at SummerSlam and at next WrestleMania, I think they might play around with it a little bit.
Well, yeah, I think they will. They have
some fun with
3 months till SummerSlam, and I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if they were going to eventually build up to either AJ versus Balor at SummerSlam, assuming this whole Bullet Club thing keeps going that long.
Right.
I mean, if they don't turn on AJ before that. I just lost my train of thought, but that was pretty much it.
That's okay. Well, that was Raw. That's your Raw cap. What do we usually do now on the show?
Questions.
Usually we bust out. We got some fan. We never know if you guys want to contribute to the wall. It's been a little while since we had David Fishkin send us these great little figures right here. We got Cesaro and we got Eddie Guerrero right here. If you guys want to contribute to the set, go ahead and send it to P.O. Box 1814, Orangevale, California 95662. The address, I'll put it in the description if you missed me saying it right there. We love to get like fan art and posters and pictures of Lex Luger and action figures, all this kind of stuff, man. It's a lot of fun.
It is. Questions. You ready for questions?
Yeah.
First one, Eric Aguiar. Question for Going in Raw. Do you think Enzo and Cass were going to win? If not, where does this put the Vaudevillains?
No, my prediction was the Vaudevillains were going to win.
Yeah, mine was too, and that the Dudleys would interfere to cost Enzo and Cass the titles.
Kind of interesting when I saw the Dudleys come out last night, and because you had thought that the Dudleys were going to cost Enzo and Cass. Yeah. And so I think it was the fact that they came out last night and then sort of proceeded along the same lines, but I think the Vaudevillains were supposed to win.
Yeah,
so
definitely. Davey Scott, if it is a fatal four-way IC match at Extreme Rules, would they put Zayn over to intensify the rivalry with Kevin Owens? Yeah, I think that, I don't know if they would, but that would be a way to make, because especially after Owens won pretty decisively at Payback, if they want to ratchet up the intensity of it, have Zayn win Kevin Owens' IC title.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let these guys just feud all the way to SummerSlam.
Yep.
David Fishkind. Book the title matches for each title at SummerSlam this year with the winner. Well, you're going to have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens probably for the IC belt.
Right.
I still kind of feel like it's going to be Reigns Cena.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay. All right. That's a big money match right there.
And then, so that's for the world belt.
Lesnar's got to do something, right?
Probably.
I think Lesnar's going to do something.
I don't know against who, though.
Well, he's just said the belts. So what about the U.S. title? Who's going to have the U.S. title by the time SummerSlam? I'll say Rusev is going to happen.
Okay.
Keep it on
Rusev against
League of Nations member Alberto Del Rio.
Former.
Oh, yeah, former.
League of Nations member. You think it'd be against Del Rio or Sheamus?
No, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it's going to be Rusev. This could be a hot feud. Listen to this.
Oh.
Rusev versus your guy Apollo Crews at SummerSlam for the U.S. title.
Okay.
I think that could be hot.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Maybe they'll give Apollo Crews some platform for a personality to show through.
Tag belts.
Oh, man.
New Day versus Enzo and Cass.
There you go. It has to be. That's going to be the most entertaining feud.
God, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Keep them both faces, too.
Mm-hmm. Women's belt at SummerSlam.
Oh, Charlotte against Sasha.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Patrick Cheeseman.
Hey, Cheeseman. Grilled Cheeseman.
Do we get all the belts? Yes.
Yeah.
What is your guys' dream Extreme Rules match? Also, what is next for the Wyatts?
What is next for the Wyatts? God, I don't know.
Oh, it'd be Bray. It'll be Bray against Lesnar at SummerSlam.
There you go. Bray versus Lesnar.
That's
Wyatt's come back, feud with Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, they just dick around, same as they always do when they don't have anything going on. They'll just dick around.
Dream Extreme Rules match. In today's climate, I don't know, because I didn't really let them do much.
My dream. I know we saw what happened with the street fight at WrestleMania, so I'm not optimistic that an Extreme Rules match is gonna be good. You know, I'd like to see this. I just like to see, just to change it up a little bit, Charlotte versus Natalya in an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah.
You know, or in a steel cage.
Yeah.
I want to see what they can do.
Yeah. Phil, what are your thoughts on what culture's coverage of wrestling?
I haven't seen a lot of it. I have watched some of their 10 things WWE wants you to forget about, blah, blah, blah. And those are interesting. There was a couple, like I watched the Lita one, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like she was one of Godfather's hoes at one point. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
One thing they want you to forget about Lita. And then, but I haven't seen, I just don't have the time in the day.
Yeah.
So like I rely basically on you and Twitter to give me my WWE news.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go on their website every now and again.
Because you get an email from like a couple dirt sheets, right? Don't you like a newsletter or something like that?
Yeah. Jacob Burrows. How would you feel about The Miz going into a Jerry the King Lawler or similar role in the future? So an announcer, essentially.
You know what's weird about The Miz? He's really sharp, but when he ends up on commentary, He's not as entertaining as I feel he is when he's
kind of repeating the same things over and over on commentary.
He's the kind of guy who he needs to interact with people, and he's really good when he does it.
But that dynamic might be different if he was a full-time announcer versus a guy just do guest commentary.
Oh,
his point is
he learned quick.
Yeah, his point of doing guest commentary is to push himself, not tell the story of the match.
Right.
Fallon Borden, excuse me. Who would you like to see in the Balor/Bullet Club down the line? Fallon would like to see Dash and Dawson, Blake and Murphy, and Cesaro.
I like the first suggestion, not the second two. I do want the Balor Club, Bullet Club, the Bull At Club, the B Club, whatever. Yeah. I do want them to run rough. I want them to, like, when they're done with the AJ Styles or whatever they're done with, I want them to grow. I want them to be like the NWO. I want them to be like they were in New Japan.
Yeah.
That'd be rad.
But not like the NWO where there's 20 people in it.
Right, exactly. But in New Japan, they had like 10. They had they had a bunch.
That's kind of pushing it. Like somewhere between 5 and 7 maximum.
I'd say between 7 and 9. That's
5
good.
and 7.
8.
5 and 7. We'll say 7.
I really like the idea of the revival. Yeah, I like that a lot.
That would be good.
You know what I thought last night, and this might be bad. I think the Usos would look really good in Bullet Club gear. I really do think that.
Yeah.
So there's that, and it'll give them something to do.
Yeah.
It'd make them really good heels. They could turn on Roman somehow. I mean, I think that'd be kind of.
There's a lot of potential there. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think so. But Cesaro, I like Cesaro the way I wouldn't want him in Bullet Club.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Who would be their Kenny Omega guy? Who'd be their cleaner? He was sort of like the oddball guy. Who was kind of the individual type, who then ended up like being in a prominent role.
I mean, Dean Ambrose would be the obvious choice, but that's not a good choice.
Yeah, no, they have to be
in
somebody.
terms of that role.
It'd have to be somebody like further down the card.
Baron Corbin,
the cleaner Baron Corbin.
JWA AFC. Where do you think Triple H fits in with the Shane and Stephanie controlling Monday Night Raw storyline? And with Triple H still posting midnight workout videos, do you think WWE have plans for a feud? If so, who do you think he will feud with?
Those always make me feel like the biggest lump because like I'm Stephanie is on Instagram and Triple H is on Instagram and they're always doing this crazy like I don't want to say CrossFit but just like
no, it's just pretty intense workouts.
Yeah, it's just really intense workouts at like midnight. And I'm like I'll see them like around midnight and I'll be like, man, I could be doing that right now. I've got weights in my garage.
I don't see them around midnight because I'm sleeping.
I usually stay up past midnight.
I can't anymore. I'm too old. Anyways, where does Triple H fit into this Shane Stephanie storyline?
Hopefully he doesn't for a long time. I don't really want to say. I want to see new stuff. You know, I don't need to see him. He did his thing. Run NXT. Keep getting fit. I don't really need to see it. I don't really need to see him Triple H.
He probably will return at SummerSlam to wrestle somebody.
That'd be totally fine. 3 months from now is fine.
I'm guessing Seth Rollins.
That'd be great.
Infrared Ruby 421. If and when WWE buys out TNA, they have a golden chance to redo the invasion angle. How would you book it? I wouldn't. There really isn't enough talent in TNA to pose a legitimate threat.
Yeah. Wait, what is it again? What?
TNA invasion in WWE.
It's called NXT. It's already happened.
Yeah,
anybody who's of any worth is already in NXT from TNA.
Yeah. Yeah. Ashley Smith, what are the chances of the Drifter, Elias Sampson, winning a WWE or NXT title?
That'd be like your cleaner character. He'd be like the guy in the Bullet Club who'd eventually be the leader of the Bullet Club.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. He's a future TV champion.
Were you surprised at how much rub they gave him in that Nakamura match? He held his own.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That was cool.
Fallon Borden again. Are you guys going to watch Seth Rollins' movie when it comes out?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Grant Hancock. How do you think WWE will have Seth Rollins return, and how would you book his return? We mentioned that a little bit ago. Triple H SummerSlam.
Triple H SummerSlam, but I kind of want him. I don't know. Like I want him to come out with his own belt.
Yeah.
I want that to happen, and then figure out something. I don't know.
Dr. Professor Carl. Do you think that a women's championship match will ever main event a pay-per-view, and if so, when?
I said within the next 12 to 24 months, we would see a minor pay-per-view being headlined by... I mean, that might be wishful thinking on my part, but it wouldn't surprise me if Triple H got impatient, because you know he wants to do it.
Yeah.
A couple of his gals from NXT. Are you kidding me? That'd be great.
I mean, Bayley versus Sasha could, given their backstory.
Charlotte versus Sasha at a minor pay-per-view. Yeah. I could see that.
Oh, I think Sasha versus Bayley would be so much more huge, just given their previous matches.
It would just take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like Charlotte,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Charlotte is so firmly
No, I know,
established
I know.
as the one to beat.
Jay. If the reason Cesaro wasn't over was because of Mike's skills, why do they have the guy as champ?
Because of his look.
Yeah.
I think it's a couple. I think it's his look. He's taller.
I don't know if he is taller.
You don't think so?
No, I think they're about the same height.
Okay. It's his look.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Logan Cone. If you were to make your own wrestling promotion, would it be as weird as early to mid-90s wrestling?
Oh, God, I love this question so much. No, man. Look, if I had my own wrestling promotion, it would look exactly like NWA 1986. It would be, and I'd tape it on like SD or whatever it is. I don't. It's probably like sub SD. I don't even know what it was back
it was
then.
VHS-C.
Yeah, exactly. I'd tape it on like the crappiest quality. I'd have somebody post, I forget who it was, and I apologize, but on Twitter they posted a link to a shark cage match.
Oh, yeah.
It was literally the smallest cage.
Yeah.
That was great. So I do that.
You just bring back all sorts of weird gimmick matches.
All sorts of weird gimmick matches. Half the wrestlers would be woefully out of shape, but badass out of shape. Not like when you go to like the local high school to watch wrestling, and it's like me in there.
Yeah.
No, it's like a brutal dude.
Yeah.
You know? And all those guys back in the day, they were brutal guys.
Yeah, back in the NWA, like in the early mid-'80s, there wasn't a whole lot of technical wrestling. There's a lot of brawling.
There's a lot of brawling. So a lot of brawlers, big dudes, big meaty guys. And I'd get like the dankest, like the sweatiest freaking. I'd like trying to recreate the Sportatorium.
Yeah.
I'd bring in like this.
Oh,
dude.
no air conditioning?
I'd bring in like a guy who's kind of like the Von Erichs. Like they're supposed to be handsome, but they're ugly. like these are your handsome guys, but they're still athletic.
Yeah.
This is great. This is all great stuff. I'm telling you. That's what I do, man. Some dude in a cowboy hat. Cowbells. What else?
You have to light the arena so only the ring is lit, but the whole crowd is unlit.
Exactly. But somehow like the place would be jam packed with people.
But you wouldn't know because you can't see the crowd.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd just be like an unsettled murmur coming through the audio.
Yeah. And you need like an obvious fake locker room backdrop for the interview section.
Yeah. Exactly.
And a guy who's just is like woefully unprepared to do interviews, but also just barely competent to do them. That's what you need. Fumbles over his words, doesn't know people's names. That's the big thing.
Oh, all this sounds so awesome to me.
All right, let's do it.
It. It all looks like, I mean, like the bottom line is, if it looks like a snuff film, then I'm good. It makes me happy.
Ashley Smith, what do you think of Camp WWE? Haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it. Everybody says it's hilarious, though. Everybody says it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I want to check it out. When Ulysses likes something, you know it's decent. Because he doesn't like anything.
Oh, okay. Andrew Sneeden, with moves being...
Edward Snowden?
No.
Have you seen that trailer yet?
No, you mentioned that you weren't that
seen
impressed.
that trailer yet? You talking like this?
With moves,
weird.
With moves being banned for safety reasons, do you think moves should be banned because they look stupid or wouldn't actually work? Like the slingshot or Del Rio stomp from the corner. If they ban moves because either they look stupid or wouldn't actually work,
We'd be down to what, like
there wouldn't be any wrestling moves.
punches?
And package pile drivers.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that doesn't look stupid and it looks like it would fuck you up.
I've seen on a couple like high school fight videos on Twitter. I've seen a couple of power bombs. I've seen a suplex.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen suplexes too, especially like gut wrench suplex.
Yeah, gut wrench suplexes.
Yeah.
What about our favorite, the swinging net breaker?
Well, I suppose you can do it.
You can run up to somebody, grab their neck, and swing
yeah,
them around.
I'm sure you can actually do it so it hurts somebody too.
Right, exactly. Cranking somebody's neck is going to kill. Yeah, it's going to hurt.
All right, we got one video question, Steve.
All right.
From Richie Watson.
Okay, Richie Watson. Let's watch
Let's take a look.
Well, hello, Stephen Austin. It's me, the game, and I got a question for you. It's about me, but I already know the question, but I want to know what you think. When do you think I'll be back in action? Who do you think I'll verse?
I got to say, Richie, that's an awful Triple H. It's not a good. Never do that again. Maybe work on a different impression for next time. By the way, you guys can submit video questions at the $20 mark. Yeah, $20 and up on the Patreon. Patreon.com.
$20 tier is best value.
Best value tier. You can submit video questions and give us your terrible Triple H impressions. Keep them like 20 seconds long. Anyways, Richie, thanks for submitting your video
We
question.
haven't answered it yet. When do we think Triple H? Actually, we kind of did. Triple H will be back probably for SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'd say for SummerSlam for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's only a couple months away.
Yeah. All right, Steve.
Yes.
You know what time it is.
Oh God, it's so hot. I don't know if I can do this now.
It's time for Kayfabe Corner.
Boy, that was a lot.
What is
Okay.
Kayfabe Corner?
It's the greatest wrestling trivia challenge in the world.
12 names.
Step right up. 12 names. 7 real or fake. 5 real or fake.
6 real, 6 fake.
Perfect.
Are you ready?
What's today's theme?
Well, I put it to vote to our eligible patrons,
Yeah.
and the vote was Carl Anderson,
Oh.
Luke Gallows.
Ooh.
Who do you think won?
Okay, well, I would think that here's the thing. Luke Gallows was Festus, and I would think that you would think that people would be voting for him heavy, but I would think that they're like, no, that Carl Anderson might be more mysterious. I wanted to see what you know about him.
It was the inverse.
Okay, well, I don't know anything.
Number 1.
People like the Festus.
They do.
Okay.
Number 1.
Okay, God damn it. Not ready for this.
Lance Rock.
Lance Rock. Real.
Yeah.
Nice.
Number 2.
Okay.
Goliath Brooks.
Oh, that's real.
Fake.
Oh, okay.
3. Keith Hansen.
Boy, that sounds real. I'm going to say real.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of Doc Gallows' names.
Oh, okay.
Or Luke Gallows. 4. Dorian Dotson.
Dorian I'll say real.
Fake.
Oh, damn it.
5.
Okay.
Brad B. Rad.
That's got to be real.
Fake.
Okay.
Was it 6? Yeah, 6. Jerk Jackson.
Jerk Jackson. I'll say real.
Yeah.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
Slam Master J.
Oh, that's a good name. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to say real because that's dope.
Yeah. That's a good name. 8.
Okay.
Sly Scraper.
Sly Scraper. Fake.
Real.
Wow, okay. Who is that?
Some guy named the Predator.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool name, too.
Next.
Okay.
Jimmy 69.
Oh, man. I'll say fake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 10. John Recon.
John Recon. John Recon. That's terrible. That's fake.
Real.
Oh, that's horrible. That's a horrible name. The hell came up with that?
11.
Okay.
Deacon Doom.
Deacon Doom. I'll say fake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last one.
Okay.
Dick Rotunda.
Dick Rotunda. Interesting. Dick Rotunda. It's a toss-up. What's my gut telling me right now?
Probably Del Taco was a bad idea for lunch.
Oh, I'm at 6 right now. I'm very happy with the score.
Okay.
Dick Rotunda. Given Jimmy 69 was fake, I'm going to say this is fake as well.
Correct.
All right. 7 so far.
2 trivia questions.
Oh, God. I'm never going to trivia question.
What pro wrestler is Luke Gallows married to?
Carl Anderson. I'm joking. Ivory.
April O'Neil. There's a pro wrestler named April O'Neil. She wrestled in TNA.
You know, I remember. I would never remember the name, but I remember something like that.
All right. What was the name of Luke Gallows' finisher when he was Festus?
Festus Bomb.
Close. Festus Flip.
Fuck, man. All right. Well, I got 7. I'm very happy with
that's
that.
good.
Didn't you get like 9 last week?
I did get 9
yeah,
last
you got
week.
something crazy last week. Ooh, I got some catching up to do. All right, well, that was Kayfabe Corner. I'm very happy with my 7.
Yeah, 7's good.
If I get 7 every week, I feel good about myself.
I think we typically average like 6.5.
Yeah, usually we're like having. Yeah,
Usually
okay.
we're about 6.
Yeah. Oh boy, my goodness gracious. Do we have anything to add today?
I'm ready to play some Uno.
All right, let's play some Uno. We're going to do that on the bonus episode. We want to thank all you guys for tuning in, hitting that subscribe and download button and the like button, and sharing our Going in Raw podcast with your friends. We really appreciate it. And all you patrons out there, we love you so much. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.